Hello YouTube, Chico back again, Tuesday. Going to do a video. This is going to be a two-part video. I have a family member that is in Springfield, getting ready to graduate the academy and head to his institution. Starting next week, he'll graduate this weekend. And that can always be an intimidating thing if you've never worked in corrections or law enforcement before. Walking through those gates at your institution for the first time. When I was in the academy in '96, they had taken us to Pontiac, Illinois, and we shook down up there, and man, that was a heck of an experience up in Pontiac. Shaking down those galleries, start at the bottom. By the time we get to the top, inmates have drank all their hooch. All the veteran officers have taken them out of their cell, strip searched them, cuffed them to the banister behind us, the rail behind us. It was crazy ass experience. Definitely was. And I've been in a lot of other institutions with the type of work that I did with the state towards the end of my career. And every institution has a different type of vibe. Every one of them, I promise you that. And I think a lot of people will agree with me that work in corrections that do get to a few different other institutions. They all have their own energy, they all have their own vibe, they all have their own rule set, unwritten rules and written rules. Yeah, you have your institutional directives, IDRs, administrational directives, ADRs, and things like that. But you also have unwritten rules at different institutions and among officers and security staff especially, that you'll learn about, which takes time and experience and a lot of veteran officers stepping up to the plate and helping you out with that stuff. First thing you're going to hear when you walk through that gate is probably the first officer you get matched up with, because you should not be alone, at least during your probationary period. You should be matched up with another veteran officer. So they're teaching you the ropes. I think that lasts maybe 4 weeks. Could be wrong. Maybe in other states it's different. Maybe they don't even have that probationary period where they let you work with somebody that's been doing it for a little while. But let's backtrack 1 second. Your first day on the job, make sure you get a good night of rest. Don't go out partying. Don't come in all hungover, feeling like shit, looking like a soup sandwich. Make sure your uniform looks good, you're sharp, you're attentive, you're not trying too hard, you're not trying to draw attention to yourself, either negatively or positively, trying to be the I'll do this, I'll do that, let me in on it. The hungry guy, just like, hey, pull me back. Just be you, be calm, be relax, shut your pie hole, open those ears, and listen to what people has to tell you. Now, you're not always going to get told the right thing. What you got to understand about corrections is it's just like any other job in some aspects. There's such a variety of people on these jobs. There's going to be people you're like, man, I can't believe that person's a correction officer. He does not strike me, or she does not strike me as a correction officer. Even by their behavior, their mannerisms, their physicality, their build, just the way they look. Takes all shapes and sizes, man. And we all work together, and that's the hope. You back up, you all become a family for security purposes, and you take care of each other, make sure everybody walks out that gate. Number one, show up early. Do not be late on your first day. If you got a roll call, get your butt to roll call. Be there at least 15 minutes early. Get you a soda, a cup of coffee, or whatever you need. Whatever the institution provides, they'll probably have something there that you can grab real quick. You won't be able to bring anything in typically. So get there early, look sharp, don't be hungover. Try to get you a good night of sleep. Okay. Be ready to listen to different types of people. You might work with somebody that's been there 5 years. You might be working with somebody that's been there 30 years. They're all going to give you different words of advice. One of the first things they're going to tell you is forget everything they taught you at the academy. Now you ask, is that true? Should I do that? Well, no. In some aspects, yes. But when you look at it, they did teach you some things in the academy that is applicable. But a lot of times teachers at the academy have not put enough time in corrections, behind the walls, working with inmates, one-on-one, being surrounded by inmates on the yard, working a housing unit, working a gallery. A lot of them never been in that situation. They've been in different types of situations, got politically appointed to the what word am I looking for? To Springfield, to Concordia Court, which is where our academy is at. So they're there teaching. And there's a lot of them that are damn good teachers that can teach you something. So just use your own common sense. Use that intuitive needle that you got that tells you in your gut what you need to remember and what you need to forget about. Like I said earlier, every institution has its own vibe. Prison is different, man. It's like its own little world. And you're going to learn that. After a certain amount of time in there, you are going to learn that it is a different world. Once you walk in that gate, the energy is different. People act different. The flow is different. The outside world basically does not exist because you will not be able to take your cell phone in. I'm sure that's still a rule. I've been out since 2021, but a lot of y'all might struggle with that. Trust me, you will survive without your cell phone, and it will do some good. Put that magnetic thing down, get in there and open up and start talking to your fellow co-workers and understanding what it is to do this job, okay? Regardless of how long you're there, you might be there 5 years and promote, might be there 10 years and promote, might be there 2 years and say, hey man, this ain't for me, I need to do something else. There are fantastic benefits with it, fantastic pay, and fantastic ways to improve yourself and to move up the ladder to promote within corrections, especially in the Illinois Department of Corrections. I'm sure it's that same way nationwide. All right, around inmates for the first time, carry yourself strong, watch your posture, don't have an attitude, be confident. Even if you're not confident, fake it till you make it and act like you're confident. Now, that doesn't mean act like an asshole. That just means, hey, I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm a newbie. There ain't no hiding it. I'm fresh fish on the block. Check me out, fresh out of the academy. You won't be fresh out of the academy, man. Time flies. I promise you that. Okay? But maintain that sense of confidence. And be wary. Inmates are some very manipulative individuals. They're amazing people that can talk you into a lot of things that you should not be doing. Very manipulative. Whether that takes them 5 minutes to get them to do what you want, or they could work on you for 5 years, 10 years to get what they want. Always be aware of that. Now, that's not every inmate that's out there. Some of them are just trying to do their time. They ain't going to mess with you. They're going to do their time. They're going to follow by the rules. But you do have some that are what I call super manipulators, man. And there's also staff that is the same way, and we'll get into that on part 2. But part 1, I just wanted to talk about being around inmates for the first time. Watch your posture, shoulders back, chest out, keep your head up, eye contact. Obviously, you don't want to stare too long, but don't be afraid to make eye contact. What you're going to learn in corrections is hypervigilance. You're going to get to a point where when you go out to eat with your family, you're going to put your back up against the wall. You're going to make sure you can see the front door at all times. Hypervigilance is a good thing when you're at work. Us that had 25 years in, like myself and other people have a lot of time in, that's something that we got to kind of scale back a little bit. In certain situations, it's good. But man, we don't have to be hyper vigilant at our family reunion. We can let that bar down a little bit depending upon where we're at, our location. Okay. So, working with seasoned officers, you're going to hear so much stuff. One thing, do not jump into a pissing contest with an officer that's been there and you're on day 1. Don't say, well, this is the way they told us to do it at the academy. This is the way that I'm going to do it. And this guy's sitting over here with 12, 15 years in, just shaking his head, saying, all right, man, I tried to tell you. You know, even if you don't agree with him, take your little notebook that you can put in your pocket, pen and paper, take notes. You're going to develop your own system over time. That's going to happen. The way you count, the way you shake down, everything is going to be developed over time. Okay? Follow the rules that are given to you, but shut your pie holes. Open your ears. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Listen to these officers, what they have to tell you. Now, I'm not saying everything they tell you is going to be correct and the right way to do it, because you might fall into a trap where you get an officer that's lazy and he doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to do anything the right way. I was never the perfect officer, don't claim to be, but I always shook my lines down, always did my count. I did what I needed to do. I always walked around the housing units. was out on yard. I was paying attention. I wasn't sleeping out on yard. Other officers involved. My eyes are open and I'm watching and seeing what's going on. Okay, but again, you're going to develop your own mannerisms as time goes on. But day one, don't be that guy that knows it all, that is gung-ho. Get in there, do your thing. Don't draw attention yourself. Fly under the radar, man. You do not want to draw attention yourself, especially on the first day, the first week, especially negative attention, okay? Because that will follow you and could follow you for many years to come. It could cost you promotions. It could cost you roster spots. It could cost you a lot of things, man. So just be normal. Don't be abnormal and walk in there and act like a bozo. Don't act like a clown, all right? Look good, look sharp. Don't come in hungover. Be ready to roll. Shut your pie hole. Take your little notebook so you can take notes on things that you might need to know. And just roll with it. It's your career now. Treat it as such. Treat it like a professional. Okay? Learn every day on the job. Try to learn something. With the inmates, again, I'm going to reiterate it. Be confident. Keep your head up, shoulders back. Maintain eye contact. Always be observant of what is going on around you at all times. Very important. You can go back and watch an old video of mine, older. It's probably, I think it's about a month old, about safety in corrections, defending yourself. Understand safety as a correctional officer, physical safety. Okay, we can get into psychological, mental, social, all different other types of safety down the road, but I did make a video on your physical safety. Maybe go back and watch that if you get an opportunity to. Day two, same thing. Keep rolling like day one. You're going to meet all types of interesting people in the penitentiary, and you're going to learn the different rules and regulations. Pay attention to them. Know what you need to do. And learn if you can bring your lunch in, because a lot of times the prison food that you get fed is total garbage. I know at Van Dare, when I first hired in, it was absolutely amazing. We had a food soup. Man, oh man, he took care of us. It was on 3 to 11 shift. After about a year, I switched to 3 to 11 shift, and we were fed like absolute kings. I'll get into more of my prison that I worked at down the road, but man, so much good to say about that place and the people that I worked with. All right, but video number 2, probably get back at you tomorrow. We're going to talk about it from a staff standpoint, because a lot of conversations and a lot of things you're going to be exposed to from day one on can set a precedent for your whole career. It can not only change your career, it can change your home life, it can change your family life, it can change your wallet, it can change your bank account. So you might want to listen to that one. I'll be back with that one tomorrow. Chico